You wake up one random morning, grab your phone, open your banking app, and suddenly feel your stomach drop. You're 30 years old, and if your paycheck stopped today, your entire life could start falling apart within weeks. No investments, no emergency fund, no retirement account quietly growing in the background. Just bills, debt, stress, and the constant feeling that somehow everyone else figured life out while you were stuck trying to survive. Now here's the truth nobody says out loud. This situation is way more common than people think. Social media makes it seem like everyone in their late 20s is buying homes, investing thousands of dollars every month, and planning luxury vacations. But behind the scenes, millions of people are financially overwhelmed. Some are drowning in debt. Some are one emergency away from disaster. And many people entering their 30s have almost nothing saved for the future. That's why this video matters. Because if you're 30 with zero savings, you are not some rare failure story. You are experiencing a financial reality that an entire generation quietly struggles with. And more importantly, you still have time to change it. Not with gambling, not with fake get-rich-quick schemes, not by pretending to be rich online, but through real, practical financial moves that actually work over time. Because contrary to what the internet says, financial recovery is usually boring, but boring works. And today, we're going to talk about how someone starting from absolute zero at 30 can still completely rebuild their financial future. Section 1. The moment reality hits. Your 20s feel strange financially. Most people spend that decade in survival mode. Low-paying jobs, college debt, expensive rent, trying to figure out careers, trying to build relationships, trying to become an actual adult while pretending they already know what they're doing. And during that time, money becomes something people avoid thinking about. You tell yourself, I'll start saving once I earn more. I'm still young. I have time. But then something changes around 30. Suddenly, time doesn't feel unlimited anymore. You start noticing the gap between where you are and where you thought you'd be by now. Maybe it happens after an unexpected expense. Your car breaks down. A medical bill arrives, you lose your job for a few weeks, and you realize you have absolutely no financial safety net. Or maybe the realization happens socially. A friend talks about their investment portfolio. Someone your age buys a house. Another person casually mentions retirement contributions. And without realizing it, you start comparing your financial life to everyone around you. That comparison creates panic, because now the question changes. At 22, people ask, how do I enjoy life? At 30, people quietly ask, what happens if I keep living like this for another decade? That question changes everything. Because deep down, most people already know the problem. The problem isn't usually intelligence. It isn't laziness either. Most financially struggling people work incredibly hard. The real issue is that modern life makes it extremely easy to survive month to month without building anything long-term. And years pass faster than anyone expects. 1 year becomes 3. 3 becomes 7. And suddenly you wake up realizing you spent an entire decade financially surviving instead of financially building. That realization hurts. But honestly, it can also become the beginning of transformation. Because awareness is powerful. A lot of people stay financially irresponsible forever because they never truly confront reality. You are already ahead the moment you stop avoiding the truth. One of the biggest lies society tells people is this: if you work hard, you'll naturally become financially stable. Unfortunately, that's not how modern money works. There are people earning high salaries who are completely broke. And there are people with average incomes quietly building wealth over decades. Why? Because income alone does not create financial security. Systems create financial security. Habits create financial security. Consistency creates financial security. Most schools teach people how to memorize information, but never teach them how money actually behaves over time. Nobody explains compound growth early enough. Nobody explains how inflation slowly destroys purchasing power. Nobody explains how consumer debt quietly steals future income before you even earn it. And nobody teaches emotional spending, which is one of the biggest financial killers in modern society. People spend money to reduce stress, to impress others, to escape boredom, to feel successful temporarily. And companies understand this psychology perfectly. That's why advertisements constantly push lifestyles instead of products. They don't sell shoes, they sell status. They don't sell cars, they sell identity. They don't sell luxury watches, they sell the feeling of importance. And millions of people unknowingly trap themselves in financial pressure trying to maintain appearances. Meanwhile, truly wealthy people often focus on ownership instead of appearance, assets instead of status, long-term growth instead of short-term validation. This is why many people reach 30 feeling financially exhausted, not because they were irresponsible monsters, but because they were dropped into a financial system nobody properly explained. And once you understand that, something important happens. You stop viewing money as emotion and start viewing it as strategy. That mental shift changes everything. So what should someone actually do if they're 30 and financially starting from zero? First, stop chasing perfection. You do not need to become rich overnight. You need stability first. And stability begins with small steps repeated consistently. Step 1. Build a small emergency fund. Even $1,000 can completely change your stress levels, because now unexpected expenses stop becoming full-scale disasters. Without emergency savings, every problem becomes debt. And debt keeps people trapped financially for years. Step 2. Automate your finances immediately. This is one of the most underrated financial habits on earth. Why? Because humans are emotional. If saving money depends on motivation, most people fail. Automation removes decision-making. The moment your paycheck arrives, money should automatically move towards savings or investments before you can spend it. Even small automatic contributions matter. Consistency matters more than intensity. Step 3. Take advantage of employer retirement matches if available. This is essentially free money. Yet millions of people ignore it. If your employer matches retirement contributions, you should seriously prioritize capturing that benefit. Because very few financial opportunities offer guaranteed returns instantly. Step 4. Increase your income aggressively. Budgeting matters, but income growth changes lives. There's a limit to how much you can reduce expenses, but there's no fixed limit to how much you can earn. Learn high-value skills. Improve communication. Negotiate salaries. Freelance online. Build additional income streams slowly over time, because financial recovery accelerates when income rises. And finally, stop trying to look rich. That habit alone destroys countless financial futures. Real wealth is often quiet. It's investments nobody sees, savings accounts nobody praises, consistent habits nobody posts online.